How you doing, guys? It's a pleasure to see you again. Yours truly, Jimmy Williams. I salute all of you. That's for me and my queen, Arlene. She's not on this video with me, but she's in another room working on some projects. I mean, that woman is busy. She's twice as busy as me, but she says hello to all of you. Again, thanks. You know, if you're watching me from all over the world, different parts of the country and overseas, thank you for being a part of our team, and becoming a student or a partner, a business partner, a real estate associate. We salute all of you. We want to say congratulations on all of your success so far. We see you guys doing great things. And without you, as I always say, there would be no us. About 3 years ago, you guys have helped us get started with my first business, JW Acquisitions and Development here in Georgia. And it just took off and it became an amazing success with the coaching programs, you know, JW Academy and all the things that we're doing that we've done in the past. Without clients and students and people like yourselves to follow us, we would not have a business. So kudos to you. We appreciate it. And if there's anything that we can do to pour back into you, other than the content and the things that you see us present, please let us know. We want to work with you, okay? That being said, let's get right into what I want to talk about today. Today is an awesome day to be alive. I'm telling you, man, because, you know, a lot of people have passed because of, you know, the pandemic and just a lot of negative things, a lot of negative energy that's out there. It's just amazing, you know, what's going on in the world, and to be here and to be able to still have an opportunity to do things, you know, on this side of the grave, you know, you don't want to take that for granted. So with that being said, remain positive, keep your positive energy, you know, remain in a place of peace of mind, a place of tranquility, a place of faith and vision, believing yourself even when no one else does. That's not the easiest thing to do, guys. It's hard to believe sometimes when you're looking around, no one else is believing but you. But if no one else believes your vision and what you're called to do but you, then you keep believing it and you speak it until you see what you say. I'm speaking some faith to you now. You know, you guys know that's how I live my life. I'm not just talking this thing. Live every day as if it was your last, but strategize. Make sure that you know, when you speak, you mean what you say it with authority and with conviction. Believe in what the Most High put in you in your heart, and it will come to pass. It may take some work, some strategizing. It may take some, you know, you may have to be unorthodox. You may have to develop a team, but it will happen for you. And we want to be here to help you with that. Well, I want to tell you what we're going to be talking about today is going to be very, very important, as far as, especially if you guys want to be popular or a household name on the internet. If you're looking to do something big on social media, you want to develop a following, you're a leader, whether you're a spiritual leader or you are someone who people look up to when it comes to the area of coaching and mentoring, finances and real estate and all of those things, which I'm currently all those things myself. But you want to make sure that when you build your brand, you build it with a spirit of excellence. Now, guys, if you follow me for some time, 3 or 4 years back, you saw how when I first came on the scene, I had some things to say because I was bubbling up with vision to be a blessing to help people. But my content physically didn't look good. I had bad camera, bad lighting, you know, sorry about that. And it just didn't sound good. It just didn't sound good. And that was the issue. So I ended up, you know, making videos that didn't have good quality, had good stuff I was saying in them, but just didn't look good. So, you know, it didn't capture and keep people's attention. And then I began to discover, okay, I'm broke. I don't have any money. So when I do start making money with you know, with my clients and people that supported us, I had to save some of that money to go out and buy better tools. So what am I talking about today? The power of having good tools when you're building up, you know, your following, and you're building up your brand and who you are as a person. Having good camera, good lighting, you know, having a Yeti mic. You know, Yeti mics are good for certain things. I mean, you know, clear sound depending on the kind of room that you're in. It's really, really good. I'm not using the Yeti mic right now. I'm using a different mic for a different purpose. So this mic's actually better. But I'm going to show you some tools today that I'm using when I do my vlogging and some of my major YouTube materials, and for some of my, you know, my paid for subscription-based services, I'm using better equipment. Okay. Again, thanks for sticking with me when I had the bad equipment, but now that things have gotten better, you know, I can't teach you to do something that I'm not doing myself. I have to do it myself. So, you know, get a pen and a piece of paper. I'm going to go over some things about this, you know, the way I was able to create better content with better tools, what I purchased, what I paid for it, so you can start saving and do what you got to do to get it. If you don't have the money now, I understand that, because we've all been there, unless you were born, you know, born rich, and, you know, somebody had to pay the price, whether it was your parents or your grandparents. But if you were born, you didn't, you know, without the silver spoon in your mouth, and you grew up that way, you had to find a way to make it happen. entrepreneurs, visionaries are birthed all the time. And the majority of them started with nothing but a vision. So when you start that way, you got to use what you got. So if you don't have the money to get a $700 camera or whatever, you got to use this little fella right here. You got to use your this is not an iPhone. This is an Android. This is what I like better than an iPhone. But you got to use something. You got to use your camera phone for now. Okay, and hopefully it won't stay that way. But take notes. I'm going to show you some stuff right now that I think is good. It's critical. When you talk about doing vlogging, you're talking about building a strong audience. You want the YouTube algorithm to like you, and you want the Facebook algorithm to like you. You got to have good content, period. It's not necessarily having a bunch of views and likes. It's the engagement. Engagement comes when they see good quality content being spoken, and it looks good, and it sounds good. Okay, very, very important. Now, before I get into this, and you're going to love this, I have to address something really, really quick. Well, two things. Number one, people have been asking me about my jersey and my Laker gear, and they're saying, Jimmy, you look like a super fan. You look like you're one of these guys that just jumped on the bandwagon because LeBron and the Lakers are winning. And I have to say, nope. Talk to the hand. As you can see, I have on my Kobe shirt. Rest in power, my dear man Kobe. He left us a little over a year ago. But I'm not a bandwagon guy. No, sir, I'm not. And people who know me, especially my relatives, of my cousin Andrea and some of them, that you guys see this, this about me already. And I said this on another video, but people keep coming back to me saying, no, you're a bandwagon guy. You went and got your wardrobe based on what the Lakers are doing now. No, sir, I did not. I go back to 1980. I'm 45 years old. I was 5 at the time. I'll be 46 May here. I was 5 in 1980. My dad sat me down, had me watch the NBA Finals at the time. I forget that's what it was called. The Lakers versus the I think it was the 76ers. Dr. J of the team, and it was the old Lakers, the original ones that I liked. Michael Cooper, Jamal Wilkes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the great Magic Johnson, right? And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had gotten hurt. He had, I think he sprained his ankle or hurt his leg. Magic Johnson had to take over. Magic Johnson was a point guard at the time, but Magic had to play all 5 positions, all 5. True champion, right? Had to play center. He was only 6'9", so that's tall for a point guard, but it's short for a center. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7'1", somewhere in there. About him and Shaquille O'Neal about the same height. Magic played center, scored 42 points. The Lakers won that series, and they won their first championship under Magic Johnson's leadership. And they went on to win, I think, 5 championships between 1980 and 1988. They beat the Celtics. They beat, who else they beat? They beat the Pistons, I believe. Yeah, they beat the Pistons for the 5th, and then the Pistons beat them the next year. And they dominated the 80s. So they won 5 championships in less than a decade, and I thought Magic Johnson was the greatest until Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James came along. But those are the Lakers I'm talking about. So don't come at me, guys. I'm being funny now, telling me that, I'm just a bandwagon Laker fan. No, sir. I'm the real deal. And it's good to see them winning again. I love to see Kobe. He was awesome. He got 5 rings in about 10 years. And imagine, and LeBron James is doing a great job. So enough of that. I got something else to bring up at the end that you're going to want to stay to the end for. And I want you to stay because I'm going to give out a $50 gift. I'm going to ask a question at the end. If you guys can comment and tell me who that person was, I will cash up you $50 tonight or within 24 hours of this video launching. Let's get into the whole thing with the camera. Let's make it happen. Get a pen and a piece of paper. The camera that I'm talking about is, I'm going to show it to you really quick. Okay, it's a Canon camera. I got to pull this up because I want to make sure I say it right here. Okay, you guys can see that? All right, let me look up what it is. I mean, the actual name of it, the full name. It is the Canon EOS M50 mirrorless camera, 15 by 45 millimeters. And this is the black cameras. I think they have other colors as well. It comes with 2 32 gigabyte SD cards, tripod, and a deluxe photo bundle. Okay, so let's go over this really, really quick. All right, here it is. So let me turn it on so you can see it. It's an awesome camera, by the way. Look at that. Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? Isn't that awesome? Right? And so the back of it there you go. Let me turn this on. There you go. And I'm actually going to start to record this if I can. Let's see. Let's go for my edification myself. Let's see. Here we go. Got it? I think we got it. Hang on. There we go. All right. So look at that. Look how clear that is, guys. Now, again, you're doing vlogging. You're doing video content. And again, the camera that I'm using here is a Logitech, and I'm going to send you the link for it. But it's not as good as this one. This is better. This picks up everything. all right? A couple things I want to tell you about this camera. I'm recording all of this. You want to always put it on autofocus. And again, I'm still a newbie when it comes to high-tech, you know, high-tech equipment, okay? Because I'm more of a content creator, you know, by virtue of what I know, but I didn't really learn what I needed to kind of, until I got someone to show me. My banker, he taught me this. He's actually my photographer, and he said, Jimmy, this is what you do, this, this, and this. So if you look here in the back, you'll see AF and MF right here, okay? All right, and MF doesn't mean what you think it means. It means manual focus. In other words, you have to manually use it to focus, okay? But the AF means autofocus. So you click on that, and it's gonna autofocus, okay, on its own. All right, that way you don't have to worry about being like a professional who knows how to use a camera. This is for people who really don't know how to use it. Just use the autofocus. And you're gonna shoot your videos, you can put it on your tripod. There's a tripod that it came with. You set it on here, or if you're doing vlogging, you know what you do. You just take the vlog, you start your vlogging, you carry, you hold it, and it will automatically focus. Awesome, awesome camera. Look at that. All right. Something else I want to show you guys is something at the bottom here. Let's take a peek. I'm opening it up. There's the battery. The battery goes in there. Let me tilt it this way here. See that? Battery's right there. Okay. And it comes with, when I bought this, it came with, I think it was 2 batteries and a charger that came with it, something like that. Okay. And I bought it on Amazon for about $660, the whole kit. All right. So the battery's there, and you have the SD card. So all your content gets on here. And if you, so when you know, make sure you have, when you put this in here, you know, because it's not going to record without it. So you got to have that in there, right? Which I think is really cool. Put it back in there if I can. There we go. Put that back. And what you want to do is when you actually, you know, when you're done recording, if you have a Mac, because I'm using a Mac right now, when I say Mac, the computer, all right? To take that, to use that, to take this card and download it, you're going to have to use this little tool right here. It's not a tool, but it's actually like an adapter. See this? So if you have a Mac, you got to buy one of these, okay? You can buy it off of Amazon. It's like $5. So you can put it on the side, okay? And that SD card is going to go right there. See that? That's where it goes. You put it in there, wait about 10 seconds. A little box will pop up on your screen. You'll open up that little box, and all your content's there. All right. If you're using a newer, different type of laptop, it'll, you know, this little thing here will be on the side automatically. You won't need to buy something like this. All right. Very, very important. Remember that. Remember that. Oh, you're not going to be able to, you know, if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to download it to Mac. Also, now that we went over that, let's close this back up again here. This particular camera, what you can't do with it is you just cannot connect it to a Mac without downloading software. So you're gonna have to download the software, and I'll put a link there as well. You download that software to make it where it's compatible with your Mac, with your Mac. Okay. So if you don't do that, you're not gonna be able to do it. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I tried to figure it out, and YouTube is your best friend. So you want to take YouTube and find out, you know, download. I'm gonna send you the link. You can download it. You know, and make sure you know the exact number of this camera. If you happen not to get this exact camera, if you get one similar, the software I'm going to send you, you got to make sure you type in the exact name. So in this case, you're going to type in Canon EOS M50 mirrorless camera, and you're going to download the software for that computer, pardon me, that goes for this particular phone. In other words, if you get another type of, not phone, pardon me, this particular camera, if you get a different kind of camera, you got to make sure it's the exact number and everything. You won't be able to download it. You're not going to have access to it. Okay. All right, we're done with that. The second thing I want to go over with you is the actual microphone that I'm going to recommend that you use. Okay. Now this is the microphone that comes with it. It's called the universal. Let me set this down. It's the universal microphone. Okay. It's pretty basic. I mean, if you look at some vloggers and you see when they're recording, sometimes they'll have the microphones in here. Okay. And you have to connect it to right here. There's a little hole right there. You look closely. See that hole there? Let's see, hold on. There we go. Hard to see it. The lighting is not the best here. Hang on. It's right here. It's right there where my finger is, okay? And so you put something in here, you stick it in there. That's how you get your lighting. I mean, not your lighting, but your sound. And if you notice, some people who are recording with this, they'll be walking around. You'll see this little thing here. This is to knock out all the echoing and all that good stuff. All right. But this is an average microphone. All right. But let me show you the one that I use to do high-tech videos It's awesome to get great sound because again, sound and lighting is critical, right? It's called the Sony ECM AW4 wireless microphone. Here it is right here. Let's take a look at this. What's powerful about this thing is, the one that you wear, you got to put it on. This is the microphone here. But what's powerful about it is, hold on, 1 second. You can walk up to 100 feet away from your phone, from your camera, and guess what? It comes out crystal clear. You have to turn it on, turn this on. You have to turn this one on as well. And you have to take this. Let me just do a demonstration so you can see it. This is the receiver here. This goes directly into where it says the microphone goes. There you go. See that? And that light's on. That light is on. See that light? The blue light is flashing now, but it's not going to be ready until it stops flashing. It generally takes a few seconds to do that, all right? Let me turn this other one on so you can see it stop flashing. So it's still flashing. And it's doing that because I don't have this one on. I got to turn this one on as well. Let me take this off. I want you to see how this works, okay? All right, so they're both flashing. And now they stop flashing. That means they're ready to use now, okay? So you put this back on, okay? You have the volume right here. There's volume right there. See that? Volume right there, okay? You put this back on, and you can literally walk into another room, walk downstairs, walk outside, up to 100 feet, guys. Pardon me, I don't know what that was. And you can walk within 100 feet distance, and guess what? It's gonna be crystal clear. I've never seen anything like it. So I fell in love with this thing, man. I mean, I really love it because now you get high quality sound, which again, that sets you apart of the competition. Most people have average sound. You use this little fella here, it's gonna be average. But when you get this sound where you can hear every word crystal clear, it's fantastic. The little microphone I'm using now, this is what I'm using now, it's better than this, 10 times better than this. It picks up everything. So make sure when you put it on, you have it in a place where you're not touching it because it'll pick up all that sound, okay? And that's basically it for this thing. It's still recording here. Again, this is a very cool camera, okay? And it's 660. The microphone was about a little over 200. So you're looking at, with tax, $860, close to $900 to get these two tools. Good microphone, good camera. This camera can last you for years. And you can take good photos with it for Instagram and things of that nature. High quality content, great pictures, great sound, great content, great, great videos. And here's what's going to happen in closing. When you use good tools, the algorithms, that's the YouTube algorithm and Facebook algorithm, they will recommend your videos and your content. You'll start having people coming to your Facebook groups without you having to do anything. People try to figure out, Jimmy, how'd you go from, 500 people in your group to 2,000 2 months later? This is the Facebook group when we started. From 2,000 to 5,000, from 5,000 to 10,000, from 10,000 to 15,000. Within 2 years, we had 20,000 people in that group. Well, the algorithms, with watch parties and lots of content and videos and all that, begin to recommend, our group to other people. They just started wanting to join. Same thing with YouTube. YouTube's algorithm is not really necessarily big on likes and followers, likes and subscribers. They're big on watch time. What makes people stay on your website, on your video? If you have good content, it's clear, they can see you, and it's top quality visual and audio, your watch time hours and your minutes will go up, and they'll start recommending it. And before you know it, you got 10,000 subscribers, and you got, you can just grow from there. So quality content is key. Content is king, but the quality of the content, is the queen, right? Content is king, but if it's not quality, you need king and queen both, right? Excellence. You need excellence on all fronts. And this is probably the best camera that I can recommend that you get. I'm going to turn this off now. Best bang for your buck right here, okay? The Canon, all right? Take a look at that, guys. Nice camera. Will last you a long time. Trust me, if you take care of it, it's an amazing tool. So, again, I want to see you prosper. I want to see you make it. I want to see you do great exploits in this business called social media marketing and internet marketing, okay? Internet advertising and marketing. There's a lot of money to be made. You can sell products from $5 to $100 to $10,000 to $30,000. It depends on one major thing: how much value are you building? Remember, people pay for more value. They don't pay for more time. They don't pay for simple things as much as they do for the value of a thing. You can be in a company for 30 years and they'll pay you, 50 cents per year for a raise. Then you have a guy that comes, a man or woman comes from out of somewhere else and comes to the company making $15 an hour, but they come in and bring an amazing shift to that business and bring tremendous value. And they go from $15, $20 an hour to, $300,000 a year salary as a vice president. Why? Because they brought more value. That's the same thing with marketing online. People pay for more, not just more content, but the quality of the content. And it always starts with how it looks and how it sounds. And then they're going to literally begin to listen to what you're saying. Read as many books as you need to read. Get around the right people. Get away from negative folks that keep telling you you can't do it, you can't make it. Those folks are keeping you down. And they're the same ones that are turning around and ask you for something when things, when they need it, right? So you want to give to them, you want to be a blessing to them, but don't let them pull you down into this abyss where you haven't grown yourself, you haven't developed enough to be able to provide great content. You may have a good camera and a good sound, but if you're not saying anything, who's going to listen? Very important things to remember. Surround yourself with the greatest minds you can find. Make sure that you're not the smartest one in the room, because if you are, you're going to be in the wrong room. It's just a fact. You need to be around people that are even better than you, to challenge you, to stretch you, okay, to build your vision. And then when you go before the camera, you begin to teach and you begin to grow, and people are listening to you. You have quality over quantity. I can't tell you how many mentors I still have in my life today, spiritually and in business, multimillionaires, great men and women of the Most High who've done great exploits and still doing things, and I pull from them as often as I can. Let's make it happen, okay? You can get to the top. It is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And when you get to the top, you don't want to be lonely. You want to bring people with you, okay? And it all starts with what's in your mind, how you think, how you process information, how you take that information and dissect it and be able to, manifest the vision that's within you. That you take in information, but how you dissect it and spit it back out, that's going to determine the level of your vision. And without vision, according to the Bible, people do what? They perish. You need vision, you need direction, you need to have a definite plan of purpose, write it out, make it plain, put together a plan of action. I always repeat these things to you guys so you can get in your subconscious mind, and then start working on it. Get your little book. I always tell you all that, because you can have $1 billion idea in the book, but if you don't, first of all, you got to write it down. But when you write it down, you got to look at it, then analyze what you got, put some laws in motion, put some action in motion, so you can manifest what's in your head. I will say this, you guys know Kanye West. A lot of people don't like him because they think he's arrogant and all that. But one thing you cannot deny, this man is very creative. He started as a rapper. They wouldn't even give him a chance as a rapper. He used to make beats for Jay-Z and got his chance to rap. He reached his plateau with that. A few years later, he said, you know what, I'm going into fashion. People laughed and mocked him. But even if no one believed Kanye, we call him Ye, Ye believed in Ye. He talked with that confidence and he walked with it, right? He began to meet some big people over there, overseas. Started his brand, Yeezy, the shoes, the $300 shoes, when no one else believed. What I'm saying to you, you got to believe in yourself when no one else believes. And they just did an evaluation of his business. He's worth $6.6 billion. They're saying he's the richest black man in the U.S. Now, I don't necessarily believe that. I believe some black people, with myself, we don't tell everything about our wealth because we don't want people knowing. I think Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson are worth a hell of a lot more than $1 and $2 billion. Magic Johnson's worth like 800 million. They're saying Michael's worth like 1.5 billion. Oprah's like, between 1 and 3 billion. And, Bob Johnson and, Robert Smith, the guy who's a real estate investor, he's an investor, worth like 5 billion. But all these people, they're probably worth more than what the media is telling us. But one thing for sure about Kanye, $6 billion, guys, from being a rapper, from being a beat maker to that, is something going on up here. He's no smarter than you, but he found what he found his niche, and he stuck with it and believed in himself, applied himself, had a plan of purpose, and now you're seeing the results. You can do better, you can do greater. Don't let anybody put you in a box and tell you what you can't do. Soar high like the eagles. The eagles, as you go higher, it gets dimmer. It gets The air gets thinner. There's less creatures out there. You know why? Because it's designed that way for eagles to be by themselves. Their bodies are built where they can take that pressure from being up in the higher elevation. Okay, and there's a lot more responsibility that comes with being higher. I'm talking to you guys who are visionaries. You're up there. There's more responsibility to be up there than to be down where the average people are. Nothing against average people and put them down, but if you're going to be the person that's going to dominate, you have to soar high with the eagles. Look down, watch what's in your mind, and it becomes your vision. You can look down and see what's going on, just like they do. They can descend over a mile. They can see something with their eye because they have vision and devour their prey, come down full speed, almost a mile away. This is what eagles can do. The prey never sees them coming. That's what you got to do. You got to plan from a distance. Separate yourself from the crowd. Get away and read yourself 100 books this year. You know, go watch some Les Brown content, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn. You guys know these names. Eric Thomas. I was listening to Eric Thomas the other day. Young man's full of energy, man, full of passion. Get your mind right. Because if you don't get your mind, you don't get your mind right, you're going to work your behind. You don't get your mind up there, work your mind, and you're going to work what? You're behind. That's all I got to say to you today. I mean, I'm passionately excited for you. Take this little principle I was sharing with you today about having good equipment, apply it, watch you start getting more followers, more subscribers, more people want to hear what you got to say. Take your time and dive into the subject matter that you're trying to be, you're trying to perfect. Make sure you know everything you can about it if you're going to be an authority on it. You cannot be an authority on something that you know nothing about. Find a niche that you really love and learn everything you can about it before you start teaching and telling someone else about it. You want them to pay $1,000 for your product, right? I believe in you very much. The Most High Yah believes in you, but the most important person that has to believe in you is you. I hope I touched your mind today. I pray I touch your spirit. That thing inside you that keeps pricking you to keep going and get up and go. That's the thing I hope I touched today. As always, for me and my Queen Arlene, we'll see you up here at the top, okay? Take care. Shalom. Bye-bye.